Hi, Jeff from RB Diagnostics. We're getting ready to do a chassis AC check. Basically, it doesn't matter if you're a gasser or a diesel pusher, but there are some things we have to go over. One of them is you want everything at ambient air temperature, all right, because the gauges themselves will teach you. All right, you got a low pressure gauge, right? Now you see how it says right here R134, R404, R407. All right, so R134 is what we're concerning ourselves with. R134, that's your thermal expansion valve, right? Okay, and when we hook it up, you want zero pressure first on your gauges before you hook them up. All right, and of course the blue is the low and the red is the high. You want to make sure these are turned out counterclockwise, the opposite way the clock goes. See, it even says coupler closed open. Okay, so closed and open. All right, so you want them closed, that way they latch on. So here we go. Remember, we have 0 psi. The temperature right now, let me put you on pause real quick. Or hold on. Yeah, put you on pause. All right, the temperature right now is about 80 degrees. So this coach here, you gotta remember, if you had that big old diesel back there running, or the gas engine, that heats up the whole compartment and everything, okay? This is at roughly the whole coach at 80 degrees. Instead of inside is a little cooler because I keep the AC running. All right, so we're gonna hook the low pressure side. One, we make sure these are closed clockwise. See, close, open. We won't open them till later. What we're going to do is check static pressure versus temperature. Okay, now, if you see, it says what temperature right there. Right, negative 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 degrees. All right, and it's anti-flutter. So here we go. This is your vacuum and PSI on the black. Same way with over here. All right, high side. Okay, so here we go. Put you on pause. I'm going to take this cap off, put this on. It's a quick disconnect. Okay, so I got the blue cap off, low. The bigger diameter is the low pressure, and the smaller diameter is the higher pressure. You could say hose too. All right, so here we got it closed, closed. This is coupler is closed. That allows me to go in, hook, watch the gauge go off. Okay, now notice the gauge is 0. Now I'm going to rotate this, watch, and the gauge will go up at the same time. All right, so what I tell you basically, right? It is roughly 80 degrees in the coach, or ambient temperature, air temperature in the garage, and she's about 84 pounds. Okay. Now this is static. This hadn't been running a while. All right, so I'm gonna do the low side now. All right, put you on pause. The low side is right here. Now remember, I still got to hook up my heater core, but I'm gonna put a inline coolant filter. All right, so I'm gonna take this guy off. All right, and the flow is exactly right there. That's your receiver dryer. That is your sight glass. It's the old school. So we put these away somewhere. There you go, low and high. Now remember, the high side is 0, and it's roughly, what, 80 degrees out. So we're using 134, 50, 60, 70, 80. Should be, what, 80 psi. But remember, this is a thermal expansion valve. Your continuous clutch or orifice tube style is different. So you seen how I did it. I'm going to put you on pause and hook up this one because it's a little bit hard. All right, so we're back. Remember, it's 134 is the outer ring, 50, 60, 70, roughly 80 degrees, and it's roughly, there's 50, right? So 0, 25, 50, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So she's pretty darn close. That's That's static, nothing running, an ambient temperature, remember, of 80 degrees. A lot of y'all don't look at this. Remember, this is only valid if everything is at the same temperature. Now, if you got it like a F-53 or GM workhorse or anything, car, truck, and that underhood temperature like 200 degrees, readings are a little off, and we'll go over something. All right, so now what I'm going to do is start up the RV. Okay, we're going to see what the running temperature is at idle. Now, remember, there's an idle check, key on, engine running, idle and cruise. So key on, K-O-E-R-I-C, Rick, running, idle and cruise test on everything. Alternators, ACs, power steering, okay? Because we don't idle going down the road all the time. So, but cruise on this is around 14 to 1600 RPM, sometimes 1800 RPM. On some of your gas motors, that'll be up to 22, 2300 RPMs. Depends if it's a 6-speed automatic. That is pertinent to each vehicle, but I'm dealing with an RV right now. So here we go. We're going to put you on pause. We're going to look at gauge readings. They're pretty even, and I'll show you what this does right here. All right, put you on pause. All right, now, if you remember what I said, there was idle and cruise test. All right, so what I did, I used the cruise control to put my RPM up. She's at about 1600 R's. 17. That's about the highest I'm going to cruise, okay? All right, so AC's on. That's the little green button. I'm on recirculate and high fan. All right, I'll put you on pause. I'm heading out there. Remember, there's idle check and a cruise check. What the cruise check allows me to do to make sure I'm maintaining at least a 30 PSI. You don't want to go below that because that means you don't have sufficient charge. All right, let's see what she does, because I seen a little bit of leak out of my low pressure valve. It was green. All right, usually when I'm done servicing, I clean it off. So that means it had a little leak in that valve. So here we go. We're going outside. Put you on pause. All right, we're back. She's a little bit below 30, so I'm gonna add about a pound. High side is about 250. It's gonna keep building up. All right, if you see this thing going too high, it'll shut the compressor off, the high pressure switch. All right, why? Because there is a condenser fan back here.